Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be getting my fuel system back in order. In here, I've got my fuel rail, and I think I'm going to put a flex fuel sensor in there. Think I'm going to also do my plumbing for my boost control. Basically, all the things that need to be done before I start it, so I can actually see what's going on in my tuner studio with my computer, if that thing will work. So I've got to find the wires. I think I've already labeled in here for my flex fuel. I'm gonna dig into that, find my 5-volt, find a ground, and then find the signal, and then I can wire it all up and get this thing maybe going someday soon. I'm gonna have to quick clean the fuel system. I got my tank out, clean that, made sure there's no leaks, that's all good. And here's my flex fuel sensor. This is out of a 2010 GMC Sierra, and that will tell my ECU what ethanol content I have. So when I am running the car, I can have E85 in it or pump fuel, and I will tune it for pump fuel and E85. So essentially I'll put pump fuel in it, do a whole bunch of runs, and find out the MBT, which is the max time I can run for power without knock. And then once this sensor sees that there's a lot of E85 in the system and it goes off a percentage, I can actually include more timing so I can make more power with the good fuel. So I can run either or depending on how I feel. If I'm feeling poor, running cheap fuel or the good stuff. So this is a safety thing for sure, and it'll work better. I can't wait to use it. All right, so now I'm going to run my wastegate to my boost controller to the vacuum line up there, and then I should be good. I used to run vacuum line up to the dash to run boost control, to run a boost pressure gauge, but I have a digital dash, and that's all gonna be digitally controlled boost-wise from the computer, so I don't really need it. I can view it from my dash right in here, so that will be absolutely sick too, because I won't have to continue this all the way to the front. More potential leaks, less bulk grab. And I got excited when I saw in the mail a sensor for my car, but both of them are wrong. This is the second attempt. This one fits, but it's not long enough. And then this one, the right diameter, so it goes like that. So no boost by gear yet. I think I'm gonna wait on wiring it in because I don't want to really make it a wrong length or whatever. This is really difficult. I went on MR2 forums and a Facebook page, and from what they said, you cannot buy the correct sensor anymore at all. So you have to find them used. I found a guy with used one, actually 2 used ones, and he wants 200 US. What did I get myself into here? Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've already bought connectors for it. Stupid to pay that much. So I'm gonna have to wait on that. I could literally do another option of literally running wheel sensors, and then I could run wheel sensors on the front and back. So I could actually have traction control. So it would know if it's spinning in the back, the front is going a slower speed than the back. So that would be complicated with 2 engines, especially when they're powered by 2 things. So I don't know if that would even work. All right, I'm just gonna keep going here. I'm going to move on to, I think, putting the fuel system in and then cleaning the fuel system. So I will literally run it with pump fuel into a tank. Hopefully there's no crap in it, but purge it without it connected to the engine, and then see what happens. So this is digital switched input 1, and that is for my flex fuel. So I'm gonna run it through my wiring harness over to where my flex fuel sensor is. All right, so I got my signal wire here, I've got my ground, and then I've got my 5 volt. So I'm gonna wrap those up, tied in. I had to tie into the ground and tie into the 5 volt, but this is the signal, my connector, and I originally marked 5 volt on it with a sticker, so I knew which one to start at. So I'm good to go. That plugs right in. That's awesome. All right, so what I got in my hand is my intercooler piping. So what I have, intake pipe. So what I'm going to do is bolt it on very shortly. I want to add meth injection. So what I'm going to do before the intercooler and after the turbo. So it's gonna be where my finger is, and that will cool water or methane into my intake charge. And that'll cool down the air, quench the air. I do have a water to air intercooler as well, like I just showed you. It'll actually help. I already have the kit, so I might as well use it. But this will be like an extra safety thing for the intake air temps. So this is good. I'm gonna do that now. Literally drill a hole here, and then this is my jet, and you can put different sizes in. I put a small one in because I don't really want it to get all the moisture onto the intercooler. I'm only gonna do a small shot. And then this guy is gonna get welded right here. So I'm gonna drill that hole, weld him on, and then put all that together. Okay, I'm gonna quick see if my computer's gonna recognize the car. I'm gonna turn the ignition on. And tools, communications. My computer froze. So it turns out I've already got some issues. It won't recognize TPS because the fuse is blown in the ECU. So I'm gonna have to take that out and put a fuse in. I don't know why that blew. Okay. Fuel pump. Actually, fuel pump's here. Oh yeah, she's pumping her out. So I'm gonna go until it almost runs it dry, so I know that we're good, and then I'll fill it back up and move on to the next step. Okay, so I got all that on. That's looking rad. I forgot I need to hook up my blow-off valve here, so I need to tee it, run a line there, and then I'll have that working, and then I'll put my gas tank in, run my lines back into the gas tank. I'll put all this into my gas tank, back into the jerry can, so if anything comes out, it's in the bottom of the jerry can and not in there, and then I'm gonna try. I need to calibrate the TPS so Des is getting in the unit. And you're literally just gonna floor the gas.
When?
Now. Did you floor it?
Yeah, right now.
It's not even recognizing it. Hold on. Oh, my computer just froze. Okay, can you floor it?
When?
No. Perfect. TPS is working.
Oh.
You can let go now. So I just checked over some things and I went and looked at the diagram and I wired the black and the positive wrong on my fuel pressure sensor. So I need to swap the gray and the black, and it's because I thought I was wiring it like this, but I had to be wiring it looking at the sensor. It's backwards, so I gotta just swap that. And then I'll check the other ones quick and see if that is the problem. I'm gonna change that to fuel pressure, if there's any fuel pressure. Okay, turn it off. That did not work.
Oh no.
Got 20 liters in this gas tank now. So what I'm gonna do is put 20 liters back into here. Anything's in there, I can see how it's flowing, whatnot. Make sure everything's burp. And then I will attach it to the engine and see what happens. I think it's almost time to start the Suicide MX3. And I didn't make this a thumbnail. I didn't make this part of the video. This is what I'm doing. And you're watching to the end, so you get to see it for the very first time. In the next video, I will also do a startup. You're seeing this because you're an OG watcher of my YouTube, and you're just watching to the end because you like watching my stuff. You're not clickbaiting, you're not this, you're not that. You're watching this because you want to, and I appreciate you so much. So I'm gonna show you this thing running, or let's assume it's gonna run, but we'll see. A lot's been changed. The whole wiring system, the coils, everything's just so different. Let's see what happens. You think it's gonna start if I try it?
50-50.
I think it's gonna start. But let's check and see if I fix the actual problem, see if things are configured and recognizing the ECU. Failed. Maybe I should detect. Nothing found. Okay, I think I have the 85 fuel correction working. I don't know. That isn't gonna affect because I'm gonna be physically tuning it while she's cranking it. So things are looking good. So I'm gonna start at that. I might even start lean. I might even start at like 30, not 300. I'll go up there. I'm just gonna work on the idle, obviously, right? Okay, turn the fourth switch on again. Okay, off. It's working. So behind that little dial is a working digital output, but for some reason there's a bar in front of it. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put it right here. I don't need to know throttle. I'm just gonna run my 2 fuel pressures. Turn it on again. Turn it off. It was not what I wanted. Okay, we're ready to rock here. I need the garage opener to actually start. If this thing starts, that would be such an accomplishment. There's one problem with the 5-volt system, but we'll see. Because all the coils. Oh, I didn't even mention the coil packs. So that's like literally 9 things that I've changed over this season. I'm just gonna go through my ignition here really quick and see what's up. And as I can see, nothing looks weird. So I think we're ready to start it. My heart literally dropped. I'm really, really nervous. Will it run? That is the big question. So in the last while, I've done new wiring harness. I've done lots of pressure sensors. I did fuel pressure sensor, oil pressure sensor, boost control, intake air control, intake air temp, throttle position. These are all things that are brand new to this build. Oh, also flex fuel. So all this stuff. Oh, I should actually check and see if that's working, but we don't. Yeah, maybe I'll check that really quick before we start this. So last call, what do you think? Is it gonna start?
75-25.
I'm 75-45. Okay, so we're gonna crank it, get some oil pressure in here, and I can also look and see if I actually have oil pressure logging, be able to tell if my sensors are working and how I wired. So turn switch number 1 off, which is blue, and then just hold the start button.
Is my foot on the brake?
Nope, you don't need to be on the brake. Wait, let me just double check. Hold her down.
Hold the red button down.
Hold the red button down until I will say let go.
This is not a drill?
This is not a drill.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
It won't start, just saying it's just gonna crank. Okay, so that should have oil pressure now. This thing starts, it's gonna be a good day. Today wasn't the best day for me. Let's make it a good one, right, Des? Okay, ignition on, which is the first one.
Already on.
Nope, the blue. So this one's ignition. That's just basically like the kill switch. Okay, fuel pump, far right one. Okay, we got fuel pressure, 48 pounds of fuel pressure. Start it! Oh, oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah! It started right up. And then it died? What was it running? Okay, go again? Yeah, go again. Oh my god, it sounds nasty. It's probably running lean. Okay, go again.
As soon as I let go of the button.
I'll tune it. Okay, go.
Ty, you did it.
It runs, babe.
You did it. You fucking did it. I'm gonna cry.
I love you. Oh, it's cold. Let's get this thing going.
You did it, Ty.
I did it. Okay, go, babe. Hold on. It's running too rich.
It had a good start at the first.
Oh, yeah. It's too much fuel. Okay, give her. Okay, hold on. Okay, try her again.
Trying her again.
See if I can tune it out. Okay, let go. Okay, go again. Let go. Okay, it's gonna need like 20 and a half. There we go. There we go! Right on.
Ty.
Right on.
What in the world?
I love you. So just so you learn, if it's reading like 12 there, we have too much gas.
I wasn't looking.
Take a peek this time so you know. You can let me know. So if it's 12, it's too much fuel. If it's like 17, it's not enough. Crank again, and we'll walk through it together. Okay, let go. See 12? It's a little too much fuel still. Because it's leaning out because it's not running. She goes. Is it leaking anything? Keep it playing. Oh, just like moisture coming out.
Up here.
It's loud.
Hey, Ty,
Yo,
whatever that is, I'm not quite sure. It's super loud.
that's my car.
Oh yeah, it's super loud, man.
Like really loud. Oh.
Is it bothering you?
Yeah, we can't even hear the TV over.
The first startup, thanks.
And Yuri just texted me, they can hear it too.
Yeah, Ty. Like, yeah, I told you to
Is
cut
it late out?
It's like 10:30 almost.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, immediately got some complaints from the neighbors. It's 10:30, I kind of forgot. I just kind of got in the mood. But it runs really good. Des got to learn a lot. I'm really happy. I really needed some positivity. I've had a whole bunch of problems with my life, with a whole bunch of editing stuff, and just like everything's just been so difficult with this car. So it's really good to see some progress here. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.